Oil prices have rebounded after reaching their lowest levels in 6 months. Brent crude futures rose by 0.43% to $74.62 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures rose by 0.48% to $69.71 a barrel. However, this recovery may be a short-term rebound, as oil markets may have been oversold. In the previous session, Brent crude futures settled down by 3.8% at $74.30 a barrel, and US WTI crude futures fell by 4.1% to $69.38 a barrel. The market was spooked by data showing high US crude output and gasoline inventories, despite a fall in inventories. Gasoline stocks rose by 5.4 million barrels, while crude inventories fell by 4.6 million barrels. Forward prices for US crude indicate ample supply and growing fears of slow demand. Russian President Vladimir Putin and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman met to discuss further oil price cooperation, which may strengthen the market's confidence in output cuts. Concerns about China's economy and the US dollar reaching a 2-week high have also impacted oil prices.